Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon to our viewers here on Facebook Live. For a change, we are not traveling. We drove an hour and 25 minutes to get here, which in my eyes is a local gig, so to speak. So at this point, let's say hi to Jerome Mackey, who's watching from McAdoo, Pennsylvania. Jerome, you and your family, I hope you're having a polka nice weekend. We're at the Roselawn Ballroom and Banquet Facility here in New York Mills, New York. And I think you're familiar with the place because I know you guys did play here. And sorry we missed your playing at this location. We'll certainly catch up with you guys hopefully somewhere on the Polka Road. Hope you and the family are having a great weekend. Also watching with us is Andy Boychuk, drummer with the new group out there called Seven, formerly part of with the group.
So many tremendous videos on YouTube, as well as the
and so far,
in this area.
Yeah, I got a little sidetracked there, Andy.
I've seen many of his videos.
Also, drummer extraordinaire who played with the News. Hope you, Andy, and your family out there in the Western New York area are having a polka nice weekend as well. And hope to run into you guys somewhere. I know, unfortunately, we can't make the gigs out in Cleveland and at New Kensington at the Fire Hall. Lil Yash, John Lishevsky. We're home finally. Not on the Polka Road everywhere, which way that we've been going. Here over at New York Mills at the Roselawn Ballroom. We got Jody, Maddie, and the UpTown Sound here, who we saw 2 weeks ago out in Yukon, Pennsylvania. Glad you're joining us. Hope you and Christine are having a polka nice weekend. Got a couple people here that we know. Dave Traskus is here. And in a short while, I think we're going to see Vicky Dubkovsky and Cindy Spencer. So, Lil Yash, have a great weekend. So, Little Yash, hopefully in Smoky Hollow, New York, it's not too smoky. That's a bad joke. So yes, for a change, the polka father and son have decided to stay a little closer to home, and don't think that the Uber dad here doesn't appreciate not having to do a 5-6 hour drive out to an event.
One I'm sure all you know, and hope you enjoy it. Here we go. What can I call them?
Not the only ones doing video. We got the one and only Polka Joe. Polka Joe Tree Shack in the house here in New York Mills. Oh, yeah.
Well, Banquet style. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
And while the band gets a little straightened out and organized, I want to say hi out there to Dave Kortz and the family. I believe you're in the Reading area, I understand, Dave. And I hope you and your family are having a polka nice weekend, and glad you're joining us online. Also want to say hi to Laura Ansel that's watching from Howard Beach, New York.
One we haven't done for a while.
And Laura, good seeing you online.
A lot of good ones that we play.
And hope you and Ron and the rest of the family are having a great weekend, a blessed one, in fact. And
ask us to play.
It's nice seeing people we know joining us on Facebook Live here. And the band is the Jody, Maddie, UpTown Sound. They're from the Cleveland, Ohio area. And we're in the Roselawn Ballroom in New York Mills, New York. Also want to say hi out there to Frank Stetter from the Mon Valley Foot. Frank, to you and your family. Hope you're having a polka nice weekend. Look forward to catching Mon Valley at a future performance. So, definitely want to say a shout out to you. And hope everything is going well with you guys. And have a polka nice weekend. And Sharon Sabotka, watching us all the way from Tyler, Texas. Hi, Sharon. Hope you and Stan are having a polka nice weekend, and hopefully the weather is calming down a bit, not as hot as it's been. So again, have a great weekend. Jeffrey Hyatt out there in Rhode Island. Thank you for tuning in, joining us here on Facebook Live. Hope you and the family are having a polka nice weekend. You and Kristen, and of course your dad, Bob, as well. To Jody, Maddie, and the UpTown Sound from Cleveland, Ohio area. We're at the Roselawn Ballroom in New York Mills.
Thank you very much to Joanna Moya Oberek, my wife, Oberek.
You know your number? Huh?
Okay, and just a little technical difficulties there. Just trying to get this kind of straightened out. And I want to say hi out there to Greg Blackburn, the bass player extraordinaire with Eddie Foreman and the EFO Orchestra. Greg, hope you and Susan and the rest of the family are having a polka nice weekend, as we are here in New York Mills, New York at the Roselawn Ballroom facility, and we've got Jody, Maddie's UpTown Sound playing here on the bandstand, and they'll be here up until 6 p.m. So glad you could join us also on Facebook Live.
Gerald, how are you?
Hi, Cindy.
Hi, Cindy. Good to see you.
Good seeing you guys too.
Day 3.
Okay, we're going to get started for you.
Saw that.
Lembokov Stuzenko.
Was
Wishing well
last
all.
week in Cleveland.
Were you?
3 days.
very much. Thank you.
So while Dad's breaking away, this is Junior on, Jerry Jr. on. And just want to say hello to everyone that's out there. I see Donna Jazempa is watching from Chicago, Illinois. Thanks for joining us as always, Donna. Hope you're doing well out there. And Mark and Sherry Chepach in the Buffalo, New York area. Thanks for joining us. Of course, they are the TGIF crew on Polka Jammer Friday night, 6 to 8. So tune them in for their show. Mark, Sherry, hope yous are doing well out there. Thanks for tuning in as always, and hope yous are having a nice, great polka weekend, certainly. As well as you too, Donna, out there in Chicago. And this is the Roselawn Ballroom, New York Mills, New York, with Jody Maddie's UpTown Sound, who we heard 2 weeks ago at the Yukon Slovenian Hall in Yukon, Pennsylvania. They did a great job, and they're doing a great job, and a super job already.
I'm going to do an instrumental polka.
Right back at you, Mark and Sherry. And of course, with it being a football Sunday, good luck to the teams out there. And hopefully, of course, the Bills are playing tonight. They're playing the Giants, so go Bills, go Giants. May the best team win. Of course, the Eagles, Jets are coming up at 4, so go Eagles, go Jets. And, of course, we got playoff baseball, I should say. And, of course, tonight the Rangers-Astros will do their battle in the ALCS. And, of course, our Fightin' Phils are back in the NLCS, and they start off tomorrow night with the Arizona Diamondbacks. So, good LCS is upcoming. Should be a good, interesting championship series in both the AL and NL. May the best teams win, and, of course, head to the World Series. This is the Roselawn Banquet facility in New York Mills, New York, just outside of Utica. And this is Jody, Maddie's UpTown Sound. And we heard them 2 weeks ago at the Yukon Slovenian Hall in Yukon, Pennsylvania. And they did a super job, and they are doing another great super job so far this afternoon. And they'll be playing till 6 o'clock here. So you folks stick around for more music. Hello, Mike Niemiec out there in Clifton, New Jersey. And, of course, he and the folks at the Bayway Polish Club will be running their dance next Sunday at the Polish Cultural Foundation Center in Clark, New Jersey with the boys. The final appearance of the boys in Clark, New Jersey there for New Jersey, that is. Next Sunday, 2 to 6. So you folks in the New Jersey area, make plans to attend if you have nothing going on, and go out and support the event, especially with the boys for their final appearance. If you have any questions, Mike's on, watching, so join in. Mike, have a great rest of your weekend, and hopefully we'll get down to one of your dances one of these days at some point. And also next, the next Bayway dance after this next Sunday with the boys will be December 10th, I believe, with Eddie Foreman's orchestra there at the Polish Cultural Foundation in Clark, New Jersey, with the Bayway Polish Club running those. If you want more information on their dances, go to baywaypolishclub.club, I believe is the website for all the particulars.
To host New York, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday next week.
Yep. They're going. Oh, good. Okay. Great. Awesome.
We're going to change our place.
Yep, there you go. Awesome. Okay. That'll work. Yes. That'll work. Hello, Sophie Stepan. Thanks for joining us as always. Hope you're doing well out there. And thanks for tuning in, watching as we're listening to Jody and Maddie's UpTown Sound in New York Mills, New York, outside of Utica. And we heard them 2 weeks ago in Yukon Slovenian Hall, Yukon, Pennsylvania. And they did a super job there, and they're doing a super job once again here today. So, Sophie, have a good rest of your weekend, great week, and we'll hopefully see you along that Polka Road at some point somewhere. Speaking of next weekend, they have that Haruku's Hellraisers weekend with the boys and the Maestros Music Hall, New York Ukrainian American Citizens Club, the UACC. You have them going on. Come on out next weekend for a fun weekend. As the boys make their last New York appearance, and the Maestros going to be there, so make plans.
Thank you very much.
Joe Marcello, I also want to say hi to you, and thank you so much for always being part of our audience here on these Facebook Lives that my son Jerry and I do. Our regular labor of love that we like to call it, and certainly sharing our love of Polish music, Polish culture with the masses, as much as you did it over the many years that you had your orchestra. So I just wanted to say, personally, just from me, as well, thank you so much for all the times that you joined both of us here on Facebook Live. You and your family have a blessed and beautiful weekend. And Donna Duncan out there in Lititz, Pennsylvania. Hi, Donna. Glad you could join us today. We got Jody, Maddie's UpTown Sound here from the Cleveland area. We're over in New York Mills, New York, which for us is a local drive. No traveling 6.5, 7 hours to get to, or even 8 to get out to an event. So it was really nice to be closer to home for a change. And wanted to say hi to you and your family, and hope that you and your husband are having a super nice weekend, a great polka weekend, and hopefully we will see you somewhere on the Polka Road. I know we missed Hamburg this year. We were out in Cleveland, Ohio for the 3 days. They had a parish festival at a church called St. Stanislaus Church right in the heart of Cleveland, and beautiful festival for 3 days, beautiful church. So it was really nice, spending time there. But it was great now to be closer to home, catching a band that we actually saw 2 weeks ago. And they got the band in the bigger hall today. So just a little reminder that today we are close to home. And it's nice being close to home for a change. We're at the Roselawn Ballroom and Banquet Facility here in New York Mills, New York. We've got a band here from Cleveland, Jody, Maddie's UpTown Sound, and we are having a really nice time. A couple of people are here that we know and who we'll probably be seeing next weekend as well up in Cohoes, New York. There'll be a dance up at the Ukrainian Citizens Club, the UCC, up in Cohoes, New York. Next Saturday, the 21st, will be the boys doing their last appearance in the New York State area. The boys will be changing over to a group called Blue Magic, starting after the Polka Blues Cruise in 2024. So they're playing their last New York State appearance. Then they'll be in New Jersey on Sunday But meantime, up in Cohoes, they'll have Dennis Polisky and the Maestro's Men on Sunday, the 22nd. So Jerry and I are looking forward to, again, being closer to home and catching two great bands back to back. Everybody go, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. 到我旁边，我那不必面，我也多寒夜。到我旁边。All right, everybody on Facebook land. Yeah! Oh yeah! Yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Yeah! Oh yeah! Yeah! Oh yeah! Want to do three more shout-outs before we the band is going to be taking a break. Valerie Marie out there in Michigan, hope you and Rick are having a polka nice weekend. Look forward to seeing you guys somewhere on the Polka Road. We'll right now we're closer to home. And Camille Carmela, another one of our Facebook friends and followers here with us on Facebook Live. Camille, I'm hoping that you have a blessed and a great polka weekend. And unfortunately, the band is on a break, but you can always go back when the video is uploaded and you can watch it from the very beginning. And Mark Komar out there in Corinth, New York. Yeah, we're here, close to home finally, at the Roselawn Ballroom. over in New York Mills. And Jody, Maddie, and UpTown Sound just wrapping up their first set. So I know there'll be a lot more music coming up till 6 o'clock. So definitely, if you want, go back and watch the video when I get it uploaded here to Facebook. And thank you for joining us. And Rick Pianowski out there from Western New York. Rick, the band is going on a break right now. This is Jody Maddie's UpTown Sound from Cleveland. But as soon as I upload the video, you can watch it, the first set from the start. Hope you and Jen are having a nice weekend. And Mark, I hope you and your family are having a blessed and a nice weekend as well. I'm going to sign off right now. Jody, Maddie, and the band will be back. We're here till 6 o'clock. This is the Roselawn Ballroom here in New York Mills, New York. And thank you, everyone who joined us in the first set. Come on back for the second one. And I'm sure a third.